Aloha everyone, and welcome back to Aloha Jen's Beauty Blog. For those of you that are new here, hi! My name is Jen and I am a licensed esthetician in the state of California. Well, welcome to another video from the Spring Reset series. So I'm going to show you this video based upon my Dermadisc routine this evening. Now, when I perform the Dermadisc routine, my skincare is a bit different. So this morning I woke up and the first thing I did was I washed my face or cleansed my skin with the Myolift Gel Balm Cleanser, applied my green rooibos pressed serum, waited 15 minutes. I performed my LED light treatment. And after 20 minutes, when I was done, I performed 20 minutes on my face and 10 minutes on my neck and my chest with the neck piece with my Aduro mask. And then I went in with Adipo on my skin. And I didn't have to go into the office today, thank goodness, because we have another huge storm here in California and it's been bad weather all day. And I'm actually feeling under the weather today. I went into the office yesterday. I had to work a full day. We saw patients yesterday. And then today is an off day. And then I have to go back in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But today when I woke up, I was not feeling good. And I'm thinking it's allergies because yesterday, since it was such a beautiful day, I went on a walk for my lunch. So when it's a nice day, I get outside and go for a walk on my lunch because I need that therapeutic walk. There's this really pretty park by my work. I walk to it. It's about a half a mile from my work. I walk to it and then I do a few laps on the track. So I usually get in like anywhere from 2 to 2.5 miles on my lunch. And then I walk back. And with a beautiful day, everything's blooming. It's not good if you have allergies. So when I woke up this morning, I didn't sleep very good last night. I thought I was because as soon as I got home from work, I took Misha for a walk. And I thought that, you know, she was going to sleep throughout the night. But she woke me up at 3:30 this morning. And of course, I couldn't go back to bed. Because once I'm up, I'm up. So I watched a movie. I watched this really good movie. It's called Whip It. It's about roller derby. It has Ellen Page, Marcia Gay Harden, Jimmy Fallon's in there, Drew Barrymore. There's a couple other actresses, Juliette Lewis, but it was so good. I loved it. So I watched that, and while I was doing that, I, did my LED light therapy and sat there with my Adipo cream on. So I didn't go outside today, and so I didn't put SPF on my skin, so I pretty much left the Adipo on my skin all morning long. And then right now what I just did is I went in with my Corley Pore Cleansing Oil. I love, love, love this. This is definitely a favorite. So I went in with this, and then before I cleansed it off my skin, I did 5 minutes with my Anma all over my neck, my chest, and my face. And then I just washed it off. I added water, massaged it into my skin, and then I went in with the Osmosis Cleanse. Now, I am not really feeling up to this treatment this evening. I'll just be completely honest with you, but I have to get it in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with the Jane Man Lift, and I'm going to do some additional fascia release. Another reason why I'm going to do microcurrent is because microcurrent helps with wound healing. So red LED light therapy and actually microcurrent are both used in clinical settings for wound healing. And red LED light is used actually in the military for wound healing. Now, there's all this crap coming out about devices right now. And I think a lot of this is speared by the skincare industries because they're noticing that they're losing money because people are searching for devices. This could be, medi spas, plastic surgeons, all sorts of these different industries. And there is a lot of speculation how radiofrequency causes fat loss in the skin. Now, I could tell you that the at-home devices are not strong enough to cause that fat loss. Where I would see this happening is a professional device by getting the treatment done by an untrained professional. Devices that are sold by these fly-by-night companies that you can get on Amazon, where the strength of the device is not registered really. They just say level 1, level 2, the instructions aren't there, and you can be getting a stronger radio frequency to where it could be causing fat loss on the body. Now, the Tripolar just recently came out with a new device. It's not cleared here for the US, but it's like sort of like a microneedling with RF device. I would be really scared of using that device, just like the one that they came out with the eyes. In my personal opinion, I don't think you should be using devices that have heat around the eyes. Radio frequency and laser, unless it's done by a trained professional. I don't care about, like the Neura laser. It destroyed my under eyes. I didn't see anything but damaged skin with that device. That is an intense heat. Same thing goes with electrical muscle stimulation. As you all know, I am not a fan of electrical muscle stimulation, and I can see where that would contribute to fat loss in the face or diminishing those fat pads and those fat cells, because the current for electrical muscle stimulation, in my opinion, is way too strong to be used on the face. And these companies are coming out with all these different modalities because, devices are a big cash grab right now. So you have to be really discerning and conservative with what you use on your skin. Speaking of radio frequency, and that's why I love my Nebulift radio frequency devices. These are the most gentlest forms of radio frequency out on the market on the skin. I have not seen any volume loss in the sense of diminishing fat pads or diminishing fat cells in my skin. Nebulift has a smart technology in it to where it senses the temperature and it reacts to it. So like if you don't have enough conductive gel, this is going to beep and turn off. If you are too hot, it's going to beep and turn off. And they're designed not to create a lot of heat under the skin, which could lead to fat cell depletion and fat cell or fat pad depletion. And microcurrent, like in your Myolift devices, your Zip Beauty devices, that does not cause any fat loss, degeneration in the cells, or fat pad loss in the skin. I know there's not a lot of studies about microcurrent, and I'm really shocked about that because it helps, it helps work in those mitochondria cells. It helps with cell regeneration, and as we get older, that gets more and more important because our cells don't regenerate as fast as what they did before. That's why, like, when you're over 40, it usually takes 6 to 8 weeks before you start seeing a difference in your skin from using devices or products, is because our cellular turnover slows down as we age. And microcurrent is meant to work with our body's own natural electricity. I can't really explain it in a scientific way, but it helps regenerate those cells. And if you overuse it, you can get overworked skin. And what is overworked skin is like after you use a device or maybe the wrong products. When you're using the wrong products, you know that your skin gets inflamed and red and you get a rash, or sometimes you get breakouts. With devices, that can happen too, but your skin will look terrible the next day. It'll look maybe a little bit more saggy, won't look as glowy, it'll just look lifeless, and you'll be like, oh, I overdid it. And that's what I'm talking about. Now, with everything skincare, device-wise, hydration is the number one thing. If your skin is looking a little bit more lax, if you're starting to see those fine lines and wrinkles, you are lacking hydration internally and topically. So hydration is the most important thing. So we are starting to see all this stuff come out, even about tretinoin, and it's just kind of crazy right now, all this like drama that's going on. But, you know, make sure that you're getting your information from the correct sources and don't fall into the hype and devices that I know that are proven to work: red LED light therapy and microcurrent. And you know, there's a lot of things going on with LED light therapy. All these companies are coming out with their own devices right now because LED is hot and trending right now. And we're seeing new devices come out in the market, like Foreo's releasing their LED light mask. I think it's called the FAQ or something like that. And it's going to be $800. And for me personally, I would not spend that on an LED light mask. I mean, the Aduro is my limit. Like $320 is my limit. Anything more than that, I'm going to invest in a panel like the Dermalux, the Lightstem Ellipsa, a Celluluma. Those are professional strength LED lights. And, you know, it's getting to be out of control with these price points because devices are hot and trending right now. It's a cash grab because people are so vulnerable about aging, their skin, and these companies are reading into it. And one thing I will have to tell you is I did recently read an article the other day saying that the beauty industry is going to be the biggest and fastest growing industry this year compared to any other industry. And it's because everyone's vulnerable. And another part of that beauty industry is wellness. So you're going to start seeing skincare companies, which we're already starting to see, popping out with their supplement line, because, you know, we have to look at our body as a whole when we're treating our skin. We can't just look at the face. We have to look at our body as a whole. It all plays a role. Your fascia plays a role. Your diet plays a role. Your hydration plays a role. Your skincare plays a role. Everything plays a role. Your emotional well-being. So I want you guys to be smart and don't fall for the hype. Do your own research. Reach out if you have questions, and then just don't like buy something because, you know, someone says that they see great results. And for what's going to go on here with this series is my devices that I'm going to be using. I told you in the overview is for this next so April, May, so summer, when we hit the summer series. I'm going to stick with the devices that I have shown you. I'm going to be using my Anma. I'm going to be using my Myolift Mini, my Myolift QT with the Jane Mann lift for my microcurrent. I am going to be using my Aduro mask for my LED light therapy with the Myosama Serum. I'm going to be using my Medicube Age R Booster H product penetration device. So I've been testing this actually for 3 weeks in my evening skincare routine, and I absolutely love it. I think it's a great product penetration device. Now, just because I love it doesn't mean you're going to love it, and the same thing with all these devices. So don't run out and buy it. I'm still in the testing processes I'm still in the process of testing this. But what I love about this is I don't have to use a conductive gel. I can just use it straight over my serums with some, you know, moisturizing mist or my moisturizer. So the only thing with product penetration devices, what you want to be careful of is make sure the products that you're using are meant to be penetrated that much deeper into the skin. Like, you know, you can't use it with your tretinoins, you can't use it with your hydroquinone, you can't use it with some acids. You have to be really careful of that because this device is going to drive those products into the skin. Now, if you had the MBK Wave, if you had the My Skin Buddy, the MBK Wave, you can leave it on the positive ion mode, so it does not driving the acids into your skin. And with the MBK, or not the MBK, but the My Skin Buddy, you'd want to use it on the cleansing mode, which is #1 mode with red LED light therapy, positive ions, heat therapy, and the ultrasonic massage. That isn't meant to drive product into the skin. What drives the product in the skin is iontophoresis. So that would be the ion negative mode. And in the My Skin Buddy, that is every mode after the first mode is product penetration mode. In the MBK Wave, you can just switch it by a button. So just so you know, so this you cannot use with your acids, okay? Let me see, what else did I want to talk about here before we get started? So with Adipo, really quick, what really helps with your results is bringing microcirculation to the skin. So your microcurrent, so if you're using microcurrent, it's going to help your results. If you're doing facial massage, that's going to help your results. If you're doing micro needling, which I will get into because I love the Dermastamp. I love to microneedle with the Dermastamp. It's my new favorite way. So microneedling is really good. Also, there's one more thing here I was going to bring up. I forgot. So we talked Anma, microcurrent, you know, facial massage brings anything that brings that microcirculation up to the skin because, you know, as we age and we lose that volume, we're losing that microcirculation, not just collagen and elastin, but we're losing microcirculation. And that's the reason why our skin doesn't look as good, doesn't look as energized, look as glowy too, is because you've lost that microcirculation, and we want to stimulate that into the skin by facial massage, you know, product penetration devices, microcurrent, LED. So as you get along with the theme here, oh, and exfoliation, so like the Dermadisc. All right, so really quick, I did pick up a couple of things. So I love the Rose Ink, get a mouthful again, Skin Enhanced Luminous Tinted Serum so much. I was talking with a friend, she picked this up on my recommendation and she loves it just as much as I do. So I ordered 2 of their concealers, a lighter one and a dark one, to test out to see how much I like it. I know if you saw my last makeup video, I talked about opening up my Ilia concealer, which I'm still going to use. But I'm going to test the Rose Ink ones out too because I love that skin tint so much that I'm like, the concealer's got to be good too, right? So let's get into this. So one more thing I will be using too is the Aura Lift. So I'll be finishing my Aura Lift 4-month treatment cycle in the 2nd week in May. So we'll do a before and after of that. Now let's get into this. So I'm not going to be using the Booster H tonight because I will not be using my Osmosis serums, and I'm not going to be using Adipo tonight because I am doing the Dermadisc treatment. So I got to spray my face because I've been sitting here talking for like 20 minutes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hook up my Anma lift. So I have the Myolift Mini. So I'm going to take my cord here and I'm going to plug the 2 ends of the Anma lift into it. And I'm just going to do this for like 5 minutes to do some microcirculation and to energize that ATP in my skin because it's going to help with the wound healing from the Dermadisc treatment. I mean, you could do this after, but for my skin, because it's so sensitive that I cannot do it after. So I have my Anma lift here, and I'm going to be using erase mode on level 1. So I'm going to turn on my Myolift Mini, and I'm going to turn on erase mode level 1. And I'm going to, before I press start, I'm actually going to use the Neogenesis Glide Gel tonight. And I'm just going to start out on my neck, doing some brisk movements, and work my way up on my face like I was using the Anma. Now, I am carrying a lot of tension today. I'm trying to work the tension out of my neck and my shoulders because I have a big old knot in there. And for those of you that don't know, but when you get knots in your shoulders and your back and stuff, that's actually fascia adhesions. And I use a lacrosse ball, but I'm thinking that when I get the Block Buddy from Block Therapy. That's going to be really helpful. So for those of you that don't know what block therapy is, so block therapy works on the fascia on your entire body. So you know how we do those deep fascial holds on the face? Well, that's essentially what it is. But you're working it like in your ribs, you're everywhere on your body where there's those fascia bands. And it is amazing. I've been doing it with a towel, but I need to take it a step further. All right, so let's go in really quick. So I'm gonna press run and make sure we're conducting. Sometimes what I notice with my Myolift Mini, I don't get good conduction with the lift. And what I do is I have to press run pause and replug this in again and press, put some more moisture in my skin. All right, let's see what happens now. Okay, now we got good conduction. Sometimes that happens, but so what I'm just doing is lightly, I'm not even putting any pressure, is I'm just going over my neck muscles here. And I'm going up and down. I'm keeping an eye on that conduction bar, because sometimes with the Myolift Mini, I notice I get a little bit finicky. And it could just be that my device is old, because I've had my Myolift Mini for almost 4 years now. I don't know. That shouldn't be the case, though. I probably shouldn't have said that. I don't want anybody to worry. So I just work the neck first. Erase level 1. If you're using the QT, I would set my stretch. I would do a customizable program and set your stretch to 175 and use the glove option. That's what I've been doing. I notice I don't have any conduction issues with my QT. It's just my Mini. And it could be my cord too, so it could be a couple of things. But right now I'm getting good conduction. And it's just in certain areas too. So I didn't do any devices yesterday. I took the day off. I just crazy. I woke up late to go to work. I had to be at work at 6:45, and there's just no time. So I didn't do any devices yesterday. When I came home, because we saw patients yesterday, I was so exhausted that I just rested for the evening. All right, so now I've worked my neck, so I'm going to take some more of the Neogenesis Glide Gel. Now, I like this gel, but I feel like I have to use a lot of it, and you know, it's only 4 ounces, and it's I think it's like $20-something. I think the Myolift gels are like around $30, but I like it. I mean, there's no special ingredients in this, to be honest with you. So it's just a nice gel. It doesn't have a scent to it. It smells like skincare. So if you're looking for something that is, you know, a conduction gel to use with your devices and, you know, add some hydration into the skin, and you want something that doesn't have a lot of scent, it's a good option for you. I haven't had any issues with it, and it feels really good on the skin. Okay. All right. So now let's go into my jawline. So sometimes what I like to do is I like to hold right here in my jawline for a few seconds. I really need to do my long microcurrent session. And then I'm just going to take this and loosen up the tension like I would the Anma. And see, that's the beauty about having the Myolift devices, is that you have those 2 waveforms and you can do this. So I have a question for you guys. So I'm saving up, and I originally said I was going to save up for the Myolift Tri-Wave. Now, I really want the Myolift Tri-Wave because I want to try out that Rejuve waveform. However, I have a Myolift Mini, I have a Myolift QT, and I have some of you here that are requesting me to get a Pico toner. So would you prefer, tell me what you want to see first, Myolift Tri-Wave or the Pico toner? The Pico toner is cheaper than the Myolift Tri-Wave. It's going to end up probably being like a couple $100 cheaper for me. So since I am investing this in with my own money, and I'm taking money from the channel too, I want to purchase the device that you guys want to see the most. So would it be the Myolift Tri-Wave, or would it be a Pico toner by Neogenesis? One thing that really turns me on about the Pico toner is, I heard Jake Mann talking in one of her videos, is that Neogenesis devices are cleared to use over the thyroid. So let me know. Actually, with my cheeks, I'm just going to hold it instead of moving it. I'm just going to hold it above, like sandwich my cheek in between the lift probes here, and to help loosen up the tension. So let me know what you prefer. I was leaning more towards the Pico toner. The one thing I want to see though is, because since I already have the Jane Man lift, is that if I have to purchase another Jane Man lift to use with the Pico toner. So let me know what you think. Okay, so I'm just gonna kind of go back and forth like this with my lift. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the two prongs here, and I'm just gonna hold it right here for a second. One on the top and one on the bottom. And then I'm gonna glide it out to the side. Okay, and then I'm going to take it and I'm going to go horizontal on my forehead. Release some tension. I'm not conducting, so I'm going to spray some more moisture mist. And then I'm going to take my prongs here and I'm going to go vertical to help release that tension. This is really good for those forehead lines. I'm not conducting again. Okay, now we're conduction. So just didn't have enough moisture on the skin. My skin is really sucking this up. Okay, so now I'm just gonna do this side really fast. So as I mentioned, this is just a quick little release, a little bit of additional release. I'm just really doing this to not only reduce the tension that I'm getting or I'm experiencing, but also to stimulate cellular energy in my skin to help with wound healing, because I'm going to do the Dermadisc treatment this evening, and that is going to be an aggressive exfoliation. And I find that when I perform microcurrent beforehand, that it really, really helps my skin recover so quickly and I'm not as red. So I'm just hovering over my cheekbone here. You can rock it back and forth. You can go like this. You can even take the prongs and go like this if you want. Or the two thumbs. And then I'm going to hold over my eye right here for a few seconds. And then I'm going to just go like this. I really love to follow along with Jane Mann with the lift, especially in those Lift With Me Mondays. It's just that you have to make sure that you set an hour aside to do it. Okay, so next I'm going to go like this on my forehead. And again, I'm not putting any pressure on my skin. I am just setting this on it, and then it's like not even a level 1, to be honest with you. And then just go up and down. Need some more spray for conduction. And then just going up and down here. I'll get into a lift session with this. I'm going to do a quick lift session because there's two, I love to just do a lift session with my eyes. I love to do the mid face lift. I love to lift my jaw with this. It's so, so good. Okay, so now let's do our mouth. So with my mouth, I just take one prong on the top and one prong on the bottom, and these two on the side. And I'm just going to sit here and hold this for like 30 seconds. This is just stimulating that current going around the sphincter muscle here. Sometimes I'll lift it up, go here and bring it up. And then I'm going to come over here and do the same thing on this side. So 1, 2, 1, 2, touching the skin. All right, so that is it for my lift treatment this evening. And now I'm gonna go in with the Botnia Renewing Face Wash, and I'm going to cleanse my skin with this, and I am going to wait about 20 minutes, and then I'm gonna come back for the Dermadisc treatment. Now, I'm not gonna film the whole Dermadisc treatment. I'm just going to show you bits and pieces of it because this video is already at 33 minutes long, and I'm trying to keep it in the shorter time frame. This is no longer a short video, so I will see you in a sec. Okay, everyone, I'm back. So I've let my skin dry down for about 20 minutes. Now, when I do my Dermadisc treatment, since it is an aggressive exfoliation, I do not shave my face that week. So I'm not going to be shaving my face. Today is Tuesday. I normally shave my face on Wednesdays. And I've switched up my Dermadisc treatment up a bit. So I'm going to go in first with the medium disc on bone dry skin. And then I'm going to put the Botnia Essential Enzymes on and go in with the fine disc. Two things I forgot to mention. Two. So I keep turning this on. So with radio frequency, my plan is I'm not going to be using radio frequency during this spring reset because we are testing the Adipo cream. And I would just want to test that with my microcurrent, my LED light therapy as my main devices, as they help with wound healing and stimulate cellular energy. With radio frequency, I know there's like I mentioned, there's all this stuff about deflating the fat pads, and I don't see that with the Nebulift devices. I never have. And those devices, to where they get a little bit more intense heat, And as we do get older and our skin gets thinner, I could see where we'd be susceptible to it. And I'm really susceptible to it because my skin is thin, and the other two devices, Nua and Tripolar, they caused a lot of inflammation in my skin. I do not get any inflammation with the MBK curve. I do not get any inflammation with the Nebulift radio frequency devices. But you know, there's things that you have to take into consideration. There is all this stuff coming out now. So just make sure that you do your research and it's right for you. So Virtue, let me grab my other one, had a spring sale, a spring cleaning sale, and they had 20% off, and then you can, or 30% off, I think, was it 20, so they had these discounted, and you could use a special code to get an additional 20%. So I bought the professional size of their Coral shampoo and conditioner. These are the giant sizes. They came in yesterday, actually, so I purchased these. Great deal, by the way. And then I purchased their scalp hair treatment kit. So this way, I believe, I can't remember the price of this, but what's in here is their scalp scrub, their refresh topical scalp supplement. It says you're supposed to use this nightly, but I won't be using that nightly. I might save that. And then this scalp brush that you use with the scalp scrub. Oh my God, this is so nice. So I picked up those two things, and I did post this on Instagram, but I didn't post it here. And when I posted it on Instagram, they no longer had the curl shampoo, but they had some professional sizes of other shampoos. So I'm gonna go in with my Dermadisc treatment now. I'm not going to film this whole treatment because it's gonna be long. So I'm gonna turn it on by twisting the bottom. I have my medium disc, and I am gonna go over my skin 2 times, just like how I did in my original Dermadisc video. So with my Dermadisc treatment, the last time I performed this was 2 weeks ago. And I'm at the point now where I'm using it like every 2 weeks instead of every week. I've adjusted that with my schedule. So I do not use this underneath my eye. Do not use it underneath your eye skin. So I'm gonna do this all over my face, just like I did in that demonstration video. So if you wanna see the full treatment, I have a video on it, except for when I did that treatment, I went in with the medium or the fine disc, and I did that because I have hypersensitive skin, and it was only like I think it was like my 3rd time using the Dermadisc, so my skin was not quite adjusted to it yet like it is now. So I'm going to go ahead and complete this. I'm going to do this whole side of my face, my neck, and my chest, and I will be back for the second part. Okay, everyone, I'm back. So I just finished up my Dermadisc treatment. So I did the essential enzymes, the Botnia essential enzymes, with the fine disc, and then I went in with the Neogenesis skin serum, and then I applied the Botnia soothing repair mask on top, and I went in with the smoothing disc, and I had to use my Neogenesis moisture mist at the same time while I was working that into the skin, because my skin was absorbing all of the product that I wanted to make sure I kept the slip for the smooth disc. So there's another way that you can disinfect these tips. Now I use Effordent denture tabs. I use these for my oil lift, and I love to use these for my microneedling tools. So I have a bowl full of water here, so I'm just gonna pop an Effordent in there, and then I'm just gonna pop the tips in here. Oops, I shouldn't have dropped them like that. And I will leave them in here over night to disinfect if it's not the time to run your dishwasher cycle, just so you know. Okay, so now for my skincare this evening, I forgot my eye cream. So I was gonna use the One Skin eye cream. Let me grab that really quick. Okay, sorry about that. So I applied, you know, the skin serum, the soothing repair mask, and you wanna let this just stay on the skin. You do not wanna rinse it off. So now I'm gonna go in with my One Skin. This is their OS1 eye supplement. And I'm gonna put this all over my eye area. And I have been really enjoying this. I have noticed that it does seem to be tightening up the skin above on my brow bone, and also helping with the crepiness that I was seeing there. Now, to be completely honest with you guys, I really don't have eye wrinkles at all. You know, I've used eye cream since I was like 12 years old, and I really think it was helping. So this is a bit stingy on me this evening, by the way. So, but, you know, you see my eye wrinkles when I smile, right? But they're not in there. And I also work the fascia around that area to help with the dynamic wrinkles. And it's the same thing that goes for my 11s. I don't have 11s because every once in a while you'll see like the indentation there. But since I've been, you know, using my Myolift microcurrent devices, doing stretch or erase, and also using the Anma for fascia release, I don't really have, I honestly don't really have a lot of wrinkles. Where you see my wrinkles the most are right here around my mouth, my smile lines, but then I am also getting these indentations right here from when I sleep. I sleep with my neck down, or like if I'm down on my phone. So I am getting those lines right in through there. I'm working on it, and with this Dermadisc treatment, it has improved the texture of my skin so much. My pores don't look as large. I'm not getting as many blackheads. It's really helped with sebaceous filaments, just the overall texture and tone of my skin. Everything's absorbing better into my skin. What else? My skin has gotten firmer, and it's just really been helping with that cellular turnover. I'm so over the moon happy that I decided to purchase this device, and it's been, you know, nothing but short of amazing for me. And so now I initially did 6, you know, weekly treatments of the Dermadisc, and now I'm going to doing it every 2 weeks for my skin. So you can use it every 7 to 10 days. And I'm going to see how that works out for me. But so far, so good. So I am actually going to go in with the Neogenesis. Let's see how much. I have their Barrier Renewal Cream, which I'm almost out of this. I'm almost out of the skin serum. So these are the little sizes that Art of Skincare sent with the Dermadisc. When you purchase the Dermadisc, you get the Skin Renewal Serum. You will either get the Barrier Renewal Cream or the Intensive Moisturizer. So the Barrier Renewal Cream and the Skin Serum, they've lasted me now, 8 treatments. So because you don't need very much. So the Barrier Renewal Cream, I do have some in here still. And this is ideal after your Dermadisc treatment because it has a lot of great lipids in it to help keep your skin hydrated and moisturized. And that's really important after you do a deep exfoliation, because you have that new skin. You have skin that is, you know, sort of inflamed from the aggressive exfoliation. And you also, your skin is susceptible to transepidermal water loss because of that fresh skin. And you can be like really dehydrated and dry after an aggressive exfoliation. So keeping your skin well hydrated and moisturized is so very important after an aggressive exfoliation. So I cannot stress that enough. All right, so that is it for this video. This is all I'm gonna do for my skincare. So 2 days prior to my Dermadisc treatment, I do not use my Osmosis Renew, which is their level 4 retinaldehyde serum. It's pretty strong. And then usually I wait a day or two after before I reintroduce it. Like their Osmosis retinaldehyde serums, I never get any irritation with it. So I could actually go 1 day prior instead of 2 days. But if you're using retinols or, you know, like with tretinoin, I would always wait like, I would say like 7 to 14 days before you do an aggressive exfoliation. But, you know, check in with your provider to see what they recommend for microdermabrasion or, you know, peels, because, you know, tretinoin and retin-A, it's a whole different story versus retinol and retinaldehyde. It's a little bit more aggressive, you know, on the skin. So some providers will say 7 to 10 days, 7 to 14 days before you perform any aggressive exfoliation on your skin, just so you know. So just like for me as a professional for waxing, we always suggest, you know, stop using retin-A and tretinoin for a week, and including retinols. But there's some, you know, clients out there to where they have to wait for 2 weeks because it's so strong and their skin becomes sensitive to waxing. Another thing too is when you're on your menstrual cycle, your skin is pretty sensitive as well. So it's not really a good time to do any aggressive exfoliation or waxing. And if you do wax, I always ask my clients if they are on their period or menstruating, because I've had so many clients where their skin has lifted with the wax when they were on their menstrual cycle. So just something to take note there. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video and found that it was very helpful. And my next one, I think, which will be maybe tomorrow, we'll do the MBK curve on my arms, since I won't be using any devices tomorrow. I probably won't be using my lift again until Thursday, depending on my schedule. And yeah, and I will have one of my favorites videos up this weekend. I'm thinking about breaking it up into categories so the video isn't so long, just depending on all my favorites. So we'll see about that. All right, I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your evening or day wherever you are. And I'm sending you all so much love and light. Mwah, mwah, mwah. See you in the next one. Bye.
Hey now, take a step outside and seize the day.